Hi you guys, this is for Operation Love Yourself First, and I just want to tell you my story. Well, my story is back in middle school. 6th grade year, I was best friends with this girl named Stephanie. We had classes together, like all of our classes. 7th grade year, it was, we didn't have any classes together. And she became a best friends with a girl named Brittany. And then 8th grade year, me, Brittany, and Stephanie all had classes together. And since Stephanie and Brittany were best friends, and me and Stephanie were best friends, I thought we'd be a little trio. But Brittany really never accepted me. She just didn't like me. I really never gave her a reason why, but she didn't. And I really didn't come to realize until 3 months into school. Started realizing Brittany started excluding me out of a lot of things. But back then I thought, Brittany was a bad bitch and she'd fight you, and I've never been in a fight. So, I didn't want to piss her off because she'd just put you out in front of everybody. She would put me out in front of everybody all the time, and it sucked. She would exclude me, she would do this and that, and people really didn't notice it, and I did. I would always feel excluded. I felt like nobody wanted to be my friend. And it sucks. It really sucks being the odd one out. I remember she really didn't like me to the point where she got a girl to replace me. Like, try to replace me. And, it was like a circle. Like, it was just 3 girls, right? It was just like a clique, just like Mean Girls. And she literally got somebody to replace me, and I was just like there, always trying to prove myself. But I wasn't there for her. I was mostly there for Stephanie. But I just didn't know how to speak up. I didn't know how to tell her hey, what are you doing? Hey, why are you doing this to me and insulting me and this and that? Just never had a voice, and I just didn't know what to do. I remember I used to come home crying, or I used to remember waking up not wanting to go to school ever. It got to the point where I just hated going to school. And if Brittany wasn't at school, it was the best day of my life. I had such a great day. But once I saw Brittany in the morning, I was just like, damn, today's gonna suck. She used to be like, oh, I only feed people I like, so if I'm not feeding you, that means something. And I used to be like, wow, because she would feed everybody who was beside me, even though she didn't even know them, and she would just never feed me. And I know this sounds like a little silly or whatever, it hurt, just to be shunned away from everybody, and everybody would just laugh and this and that. I don't know, I think she was the Regina George of my middle school. She was the baddest bitch everybody wanted to hang out with, and if you didn't hang out with her, then, just everyone excluded you and just made fun of you. I know it wasn't like that. I know I had friends back then and this and that. But our classes were so separate that really nobody ever stood up for me. The only person who really ever stood up for me was Stephanie, but there was only so much Stephanie could do. And I never had a voice 8th grade year. I didn't have a lot of friends 8th grade year either. And 8th grade year, going into 9th grade year, that summer, I remember thinking, what sports am I going to do in high school? And what am I going to do with this and that? And then just remember thinking, Brittany got to my head. I don't know why, but she really did. She impacted me so much. And I just remember thinking, oh, I can't do that sport. That's Brittany's sport. Oh, what if I do it? She's going to be like, what are you doing here? Hey, you never do sports. So I let it get to me freshman year. I didn't do any sport. I did volleyball. That's a sport Brittany never talked about doing. And then I guess I just didn't do it because I felt like I was going to be judged by her. And I hated being judged by her. I just hated being judged by anybody, but I didn't know any better. I didn't have a voice. I could not stand up to her and be like, leave me alone. I don't care what you think of me. I don't. I remember I was just at the mercy of her all the time, and I just really wanted to be accepted by her. I really did. But she would always exclude me out of everything, and I hated it because I don't know, there was just nothing I could do. I was just always excluded. So then sophomore year, I finally decided, hey, why do I care, So I did cross country, and I remember I saw her at one of the meets, and she psyched me out. She just gave me a stink face, looking like, what are you doing here? And she came in first place, and I really got psyched out, and I literally came in last place. I was just like, it sucked. And then finally, My junior year, it's just I've learned to let go of my past. I've learned, why do you care about what other people think of you? I mean, why? Why do I care what some girl in middle school thought of me? Why do I care if she liked me or not, if approved of me? I mean, I don't see her anymore. Like, she's not in my life anymore. I mean, I guess she could, like, talk about me and make fun of me, but why do I care? I mean, that's just her wasting her time. Because it's not like, I live to please her, or it's not like I see her all the time. She goes to a different school now. It just really sucked. Always just, like, never being able to really, it just sucked that my 8th grade year, the year that's supposed to be the greatest year ever, had to be one of the shittiest years at my middle school because of her. And I mean, just I had to find my voice. I didn't have a voice back then to tell her, hey, what you're doing is wrong, or hey, leave me alone. Why are you treating me like this? I never gave you a reason to. And I just never had a voice. And I've learned to, like, speak up and be like, I've learned to speak up and be like, I don't care what you think of me and this and that. Like, if you think you're all that, then great. Great job for you. But I know what I am, and I know where I stand and everything, and I really don't care. And I'm just, like, to this day, I don't hold a grudge against her. I'm actually kind of grateful for meeting a girl like her, because she has taught me so much. Like, I've just learned a lot. Just, like, never back down or anything. So yeah, it's a pretty long video. Don't know if any of you guys can relate, but just know I've learned to love myself first and not care what others think of me. Bye.